Hello YouTube, iFixItAll here, Team iFixItAll. What we got here on the workbench is um, a factory oil pump with 375,000 miles on it. The distributor drive shaft which operates the oil pump. And a new Melling M68 standard output oil pump, and the purpose of the video is so you can determine whether or not you're going to reuse your existing oil pump or put in a new. And the way these assemble is they just drop in together as a unit with a cover, 4 screws that hold the bottom cover on, and then the camshaft, the distributor will drive the oil pump like so. The camshaft will drive the distributor, and the distributor spins the oil pump. And this is a factory oil pump you're looking at here. It is C2080E, so that's a 1972 Ford application. That's how long it's been around. We're going to measure an area that's going to be a dead giveaway as whether or not you should keep your oil pump or not. I'm going to try to show something here. I'm going to take this gear out, but I'm going to ask you to look for light right along this leading edge as compared to this right here when I position it. You're looking for daylight. And I've got a white paper towel in the background so you can see. And I am trying to center this up. Okay, that's a used. This is the pump assembly right here. There is a pressure relief valve in here that's spring loaded, and there's a little freeze plug. If you wanted to maintenance that, you'd have to have another freeze plug, because I'm not familiar with how to pop that out and not destroy the cap. So here's a new pump assembly. Again, we're looking for daylight again. All right, that's a visual. Another dead giveaway is each and every time can you take this out and just simply, oops, just drop it in, no matter how you spot it. You have to ask yourself, why is that happening? Because you happen to have information now because of this video. Here's the new pump. It's hard to line up. It's difficult. Another dead giveaway is as you spin this around, does the outer drum sort of free spool? And this one's not. This one is. Well, let's take a measurement and determine what's going on. Let's first determine what the wear is, and for this purpose of the video, I've already taken this measurement, but the critical measurement you want to be looking at is you want to center up your pump impeller with the highest point on one of your walls, and I'm able to sneak in a feeler gauge that says 16 thousandths of an inch. That's one area. I'm going to check all four on this. Center it up. 16th L kind of wants to fight that one. 0.016. That one goes in pretty easy. 16 thousandths. And the last one. Yeah, that goes in pretty good. Let's check the new one out. Now, if we're again for the speed of the video, my new pump, the only measurement I was able to insert somewhat easily was a 0.0025. Yeah. Which is this one right here. And 0.0025. Get on a high point again. Yep. And honestly, 0025 is a little too. There's a. I got all the way in on that one. 0025 there. I bet it's 002 right here. It's tight. The rule for feeler gauges is if you have to force them in, stop and go down to the next lower size. Because the real measurement is where it goes in and there's very little friction. You can just barely feel any friction. So right there's 0025 on that set. So I'll go to the next set. Yeah, it's just not going in. Next set. It's not going in. Oh, there it went. A little bit of friction there. All right, so 0025. That's quite the difference if you think about it. Now, my oil pump was doing just fine. Let's say 0.015 divided by 0.0025. That's exactly 6 times the amount. This has 6 times the wear as this brand new pump arrived with spec'd tolerances. This is 0 miles. This is 375,000 miles. I wasn't having oil pump issues, but what this told me was, should I save this old original OE pump back as spare? It still pumps. The bore that the drum is installed in makes a difference as well. How much side-to-side play is there? I haven't measured but it's an aluminum housing, so I can take a quick measurement on that. And yeah, this is cast iron. the new melling, and the original is aluminum housing. If I can find my caliper here, I want to see what that housing reads. As far as overall width. Find the sweet spot. Lock it down. And this one tells me it is 2.630 and 2.630 doesn't even fit inside the new pump. Well, then the next thing is, does this drum fit in that pump? In the new pump? Okay, yes, it does. So they're probably machined to specs to be identical. Then what is this? 2.630. Let's see what the drum is from factory. Well, hang on. Oh, there it is. I was off on this. There we go. All right. I'm measuring 2.635. Yep, 2.635. And this one is measuring at its widest point, 2.6315. About 3.5 thousandths, 0.0035 difference. So there's what I would call normal wear and tear. No trauma on the old oil pump. It's just, honestly, it's, I guess, not worth saving. There's no reason to keep this. That's a lot of wear and tear on that. So the new pump is going in. The old pump, I don't know any reason why I should try to keep it. I mean, it's a it comes down to a nostalgia thing now. Should I keep an original Ford casting number, aluminum housing, real McCoy? Is there a rebuild kit for that? I'm sure there is. I think a new set of pump gears would take up some of the slack, but there's no way to win the game when this drum is worn out. It's not even worth it anymore. If this drum has wear, even a new gear set would probably, it might take up some of the slack, but is it worth it? Not really. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm not trying not to scrape. That's a new outer drum. I'm not sure what the hell these parts are called. Let's call this the impeller, and let's call this the pump, and let's call that the drum. So here's the pump in this one. Definitely lots more play. And all of that adds up when it comes to oil pressure. So, yeah, that's how you actually measure to see if your oil pump is worth keeping or not. We know from the factory they probably spec this clearance right here. They probably spec it to be 2 thousandths, and I'm at 16 thousandths. The pump is done. Besides, again, quick test without any measurements. Does it drop in real easy? Oops. You just line it up and drop it in. Look at that. There's another easy redneck way to do it. When you pick up your impeller, does it lift the pump too? If no, your pump is worn. That's not a bad little rule of thumb. Can you lift the impeller out of the pump? If yes, get new pump. Differences in the original versus the aftermarket milling. I noticed there's a notch here, and I don't know what that's about. Ford did that for a reason. It's notched out. I don't understand that. And also there's these two fancy schmancy timing marks. Like, I didn't pay attention, but do these go up or down? You know, is it the opposite? How? I don't know. There you go. If your oil pump is worn out, you should not be able to, you should be able to lift up everything. Like it's making a liar out of me. I'm just over here trying to invent these little rules of thumb here, but that's a tightly meshed impeller to pump assembly. And then it's also pump assembly to the casing, the drum of the oil pump housing. Hardly no play at all. I can feel a little bit of movement. But nothing like this. So, some would say, give it up, Scott. It's garbage. You won't need that for nothing one day. Part of me wants to hang on to it. Alright guys, that's it. Boring oil pump video, but that's how you check these out to see if they're worn out or not, and verify they operate. That's how that works. Oil gets sucked in from the strainer. Let me see. Distributor is counterclockwise, so it's going to be going like this. Yeah. Like this. It's getting smushed and pushed up into the engine, up into the engine block, into the filter, out of the filter, and into your oil galleys for your crankshaft, camshaft, and lifter valley. Alrighty guys, see ya. Bye.